Prophetic Protocol. This is our third session of Prophetic Protocol. In our last session, we discussed how sonship is restored so that we can once again benefit from the flow of glory that the God intended when he in his divine wisdom created man and woman to receive his glory and then to multiply it. We also discussed how the enemy attacked the woman, the fruit of her womb, before she could actually bear fruit, so that fruit was only born outside of divine order. And the result was God's intended order for glory was not fulfilled. Today, we are going to speak about how women can emerge from broken systems through restored sonship, through restored prophetic alignment. When glory is misaligned, spiritual weight falls in wrong vessels. Spiritual weight is misaligned. Blessing and glory were never meant to be forced. They were meant to flow naturally as the fruit of divine order. In Eden, glory did not need to be pursued. Humanity lived inside it. God was the source. Humanity lived as sons and daughters, and authority flowed without strain. There was no striving, no comparison, no fear, only life flowing from relationship. But when alignment was broken, relationship with the Father was broken, something critical happened. Blessing did not end. However, alignment did. What does that mean? God did not revoke his word over humanity. He did not revoke his blessing. Humanity could still multiply. They could still cultivate the earth, still produce, still bring offerings. Blessing remained because God is faithful. What was lost was the unbroken access to God and the Father, and with it, the natural flow of glory. This is why the story of Cain and Abel is so important. Cain and Abel were born after the fall into a world where, yes, glory still existed, but it no longer flowed through divine order. Blessing was still present, but fatherhood was fractured. And immediately we see the consequences. Striving instead of rest, comparison instead of communion, anger instead of trust, and ultimately death and separation. The enemy did not disrupt alignment because glory would stop flowing. The enemy disrupted alignment because glory would continue to flow. The question is, through what system? To whom? And to whose benefit? Glory always originated from God, but authority on earth is exercised where glory is stewarded correctly. When humanity lost alignment with the Father, the flow of glory through God's intended order, from God, through rightful priesthood, the head of the family, the man, into families, communities, and nations, that flow was interrupted. What now happened is that glory now came into being contested for. This is why broken systems are never neutral. When families are misaligned, God is not glorified, but the glory is going somewhere. When women are destabilized, families are fractured, and the fruit of the family, which is the children who are meant to be carriers of glory, suffer. When communities are divided, nations are weakened. And none of this reflects the glory of God. The enemy's strategy was never to create power. He is incapable of doing so. Instead, the enemy intended to misalign the channels through which glory flows, so that glory no longer builds what God intended. And this now brings us to a necessary and healing question for us as women. We see clearly what happens when sons bear fruit without fatherhood, as with Cain. The next question we will ask is, What happens when daughters, when women are formed inside systems without fatherhood, systems that are misaligned? Scripture does not leave us guessing. It shows us clearly that women are mirrors of broken systems. Fatherhood is not just about provision. Fatherhood is identity affirmation. A father is meant to locate a daughter's worth before she is forced to have to perform, to affirm her before she has to prove her worth, and to cover her before she takes on responsibilities that she was not designed to do. And when covering is absent through abandonment, emotional abuse, silence, spiritual disconnection, spiritual misalignment, a woman does not stop being strong. A woman does not stop multiplying. By nature, a woman adapts. She becomes self-generated. Like Cain, she may still be gifted, she may still be capable, discerning, and productive, but her strength is built on effort rather than rest. She learns to survive by becoming useful instead of standing on security, by carrying responsibility instead of receiving covering, by equating control with safety, and by equating authority with survival. She's not rebelling, she's surviving. Now hear this. A foundational truth is, because of the nature of woman, she has the power to influence. From Genesis onward, scripture reveals that a woman is never neutral to destiny. She is not an accessory to a man's calling. She's either a multiplier or a misaligner. It's one of the two, depending on the system that she is formed in and depending on the system that she's aligned to. This is merely the design of womanhood. Woman was created as an ezekenegdo, which means corresponding strength, or helper or helpmeet. That means her influence always shapes outcomes. That is why there is a clear relationship in scripture between a woman's internal formation, her identity, her image, her self-perception, and the system that she comes from, the man that she's joined to, and the fruit that emerges from that union. Scripture records honestly, not to degrade or shame women, but for us to learn about systems and the effects on womanhood and on family and on society. The first example we'll look at is Hagar. She produced fruit without covering. Hagar is one of the earliest examples of a woman carrying fruit inside a misaligned system. She becomes pregnant not through covenant, but through desperation and human strategy. Genesis 16 verse 4 says, "So he went in to Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress became despised in her eyes." What do we see? Fruit is present in the pregnancy, but character begins to fracture. Contempt enters the relationship. Competition replaces peace. Hagar is trying to survive, or is adapting to not being under covenant. And the child she bears, Ishmael, grows up outside of covenantal order. And this leads to generational tension, which shows in the Bible how it has then escalates into wars, into nations being destroyed. And this is a picture of what happens when a woman carries fruit without protection, without affirmation, and without the correct alignment. Leah and Rachel. These are women striving for value through fruit. Leah and Rachel show us what happens when women are placed in a system where love is withheld and worth must be proven. Genesis 29 verse 31 to 32 says, "When the Lord saw that Leah was unloved, he opened her womb." Both women began to use children as means of securing affection and status. We hear it in Leah's words, "Now my husband will love me." Now I'll be joined to my husband. Fruit is present, blessing is present, but they're not at peace. Rest is absent. Rivalry spills into competition, evil manipulation, family division. This is a misaligned household. Tamar. Tamar wanted to do the right thing, but she was in a broken system. Her story is uncomfortable and intentionally to show us the effects of misaligned systems. She desires what is right, which is covenant continuation, but the system around her is corrupt. Genesis 38 verse 26 says, "She has become more righteous than I." Tamar's actions are not endorsed, but they can be explained. She acts boldly, dangerously, desperate, because male responsibility failed her. Her story shows us that when priesthood collapses, women are forced into extremes. Dignity is compromised. Systems are preserved through pain. This is survival inside misalignment. Samson's mother and Delilah, two women who have a profound influence on the same man, but who have been formed differently. Samson's mother is covered by divine instruction and order. Judges 13 verse 8 says, "O my Lord, please teach us what we shall do for the child who will be born." Delilah, however, operates without covenant alignment. She is detached from priesthood. She relates to power transactionally, not covenantally. And Samson, a man with strength but no restraint in terms of submitting to his father's instruction, is vulnerable to her. And this pairing shows that women formed under covering nurture destiny. Women formed under misalignment can destabilize power. Again, this is about systems, not about moral failure or moral superiority. Michal, the daughter of a broken king, Saul. Michal, Saul's daughter, grew up under a father who ruled without God's covering. Her contempt toward David's worship is telling. 2 Samuel chapter 6 verse 20 says, "How glorious was the king of Israel today." Michal's barrenness is not punishment. It is the fruit of contempt birthed in a broken house. Her father's insecurity shaped her worldview. Her marriage carried that fracture forward. So the pattern is clear. Across these stories, we see consistent truth. When women grow inside systems where fatherhood is distorted, priesthood collapses, love is conditional, authority is unstable, and they often develop strength without rest, fruit without peace, leadership without safety, influence without covering. Their families then mirror what they have had to survive. This is misaligned glory reproducing itself.